We're live. Yay! We're live. Hey, man, what's
And we
happening?
are
Yeah, we're officially
what's up,
live.
everyone?
We're live. And let's see. I'm here with you. We're live. And today we're going to talk. We got some cool stuff we're going to talk about. First of all, if you're just joining, I'm Josh. I'm a multi-clear medium. Welcome into the Clarity Cafe. This is a space and a place to just chillax. So if you've been on like the no stress, or if you've been on the highway of chaos and confusion, and you're sick of the illusion and delusion, well, welcome. Right? This is the digital campfire, and every week, and we're going to be doing this probably twice a week now. I'm going to, because I go live on my TikTok page, which is Josh Intuitive Guide. I do that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? And I do that from 6 till like, sometimes we do marathon sessions. Last Friday, we went like almost 4 hours. And the one guest that I usually have with me, if you haven't already heard him or seen him before, is Miles from Sesame. So Miles is here now. Say, hey, Miles.
What's up, everyone? Appreciate you all hanging out with us in the Clarity Cafe.
Yeah.
Stoked to be here and dive into this with you and Josh. Let's get into it.
So what we're going to get into is really getting into breathing, and I want to set like a foundation, like a shield. So what I want to start off with, because they've been doing things. Maybe you're making dinner at this time of the day or evening. You're making dinner. You're just starting your day. You're coming in. You're sitting down in front of your computer or your phone. You're watching, right? So the first thing that I like to do that's really super important, right? What's up, Johnny? Hey, Johnny. Peace. Johnny's in the house. All right, man. So, and this is our good friend John. Johnny, I'm going to give you, can I make you admin? Add as admin. John, you're now official on two on two platforms. You are now, oh, no, you're managing moderator. There we are. Okay. I dub thee John, moderator of the tube of you here on planet Earth at this time. All in favor, say aye. 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 Me too. Miles?
Aye. Shout out to John. Welcome to the team.
That's it. All right, Mom.
Official business.
Yeah, we
now that the bureaucracy is out of the
yeah.
Now we can actually get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
About setting that foundation like a shield.
Yeah.
Before diving into the breathing.
Yeah. So John,
what's the first move there?
John says hi. He says hi.
What's up, John? Good to have you in the mix. Just getting settled in here.
Yeah. So the thing that I want to do, that I'd like to do with everybody, as more people gather, or if you're watching this on the replay, right? Doesn't matter. So what we do on the TikTok page is I've asked everybody. This is kind of it's becoming, I think, a pattern. I feel it will be. And we're going to be doing this twice a week now. So I'm going to be here. I think the next time we're going to do this is on Wednesday. I'm going to do this on Sunday and Wednesday, kind of like a get over the hump kind of day as we head into the next strength days, because I don't like to call them weekends, because we're not getting the weekend of the deal, right? Each day is a strength, for the strength ahead, not the week ahead. But I want to be present with you. So and today's Clarity Cafe is all about hypoxic breathing. We're going to get into Afformations. If you've never heard of them before, I've talked about them, Noah St. John, but I think this is a really great foundational practice for spiritual and energetic hygiene. That's what I typically talk about. And, and you have a strong foundation, just like an oak tree, right? Started out like a little acorn, and now this thing's got major roots, right? So you got to have your roots. You got to be anchored in order to soar to the next floor. Okay. And so what I'd like to do is just some breath work, man. Just like let's chill, right? Depending, you just coming in from like a stress-filled place, or maybe you're not. Maybe you came back from a walk, you had dinner, whatever the case is. I just want to set a platform here a space of grace where we can just chill, because you're now at the digital campfire. You're here on Clarity Cafe. You're coming in out of the chaos and confusion, right? And the total delusion and illusion of social media or wherever. And it's like, can we take a breath, right? I want to take a breath. If you've had a stressed out day, you got a lot of crap on your mind, things are just not flowing, growing, glowing your way, right? We all get those days and spaces and places. And I think, it's like the analogy of a plane. When you're on a plane, right? What do you do when the masks come down? You put your neighbors on? No, you put yours on first. So there's a self-responsibility with taking care of yourself first. It's not selfless. It's not selfish. It's priority. Okay. And so what I'd like to do is just, let's all just chill. If hopefully if you're driving, not operating any heavy machinery, I don't want you doing that. If you're in water, near water, sitting by water, just find a safe space where you can just chill. Okay. So what I'd like to do is, maybe we do, you know what, I'll tell you what, here's the thing. So many directions we can go. Let's start off with appreciation. I think it's really important, and you can type it in, but what I'd like you to do, if no one's ever appreciated you or told you that they appreciate you, I appreciate you. Okay. And it's all about the feeling, because the healing is in the feeling. Okay. And so I appreciate I appreciate me. I appreciate me for what I'm doing here, spending time. I get to come on to YouTube and share what's going on. I get to make these videos and do these things, not only for myself, but for my community. And so if you have something you appreciate, drop it in the comment. Okay. And if you see somebody else in the comment, we do this on TikTok as the audience grows. If you see someone's name or whatever, you can go, hey, John, I appreciate you. You don't have to know anybody, because we're all connected. And when the frequency of appreciation is present, people just want to be seen for existing. Nobody gets seen for existing. There's always an agenda. I see you because you do this for me or that for me, whatever. But just for the mere existence, just for being present, right? Do you ever get recognized or honored? Like, hey, thanks for being here on the planet with me at the same time. Like, wow. Yeah, I'm cool with that. So I know I got John here. I got Miles. I appreciate you, Miles. I appreciate you, John. And I appreciate you, the viewer, someone who's coming on, right? Who's going to show up later. You can drop it in the comments. You can find someone who was here, who came in, and you can go, hey, I appreciate you. And maybe that person will get a notification that someone came on in the description of this video and said they appreciated me. How often does that shit happen? Like, really? People are billing, and I get it. I have a business. I'm going to be selling things and talking to you about things. I mean, it's just the way it goes, right? But there's also a lot of free things. There's a lot of giveaway. I give away a lot of my time. I spend a lot of energy putting things together. I'm not guilting anybody. I love doing it. It's on my own accord. It's what I'm here to do. And I love doing it, right? But I think it's where appreciation and gratitude, where they intersect and they meet. And it's a beautiful thing when it happens, because it raises dopamine, beta endorphins. Those are the feel-good hormones. When you feel good, you do good. When you don't feel good, you don't do good, right? You do. Poo-poo, poopy. So, yeah.
Exactly.
And so John's saying, thank you for all you. Miles, share. Thank you, guys. Thank you, John. That I appreciate that. And Johnny, one of these days we have to get on a phone call just to chit chat, just to get to know each other, because everything's been between this way. So I'd love to do that if you're okay with that.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, maybe we'll both get on a conference call with John, me, Miles, and John. That'll be cool.
That's a power trio right there.
That is. It is.
But for now, I'm feeling that shit you mentioned. We went from technical glitches and Bluetooth chaos to just
it's been nutty.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
Total 180.
I mean, gratitude's the attitude. That's really where you can pivot, because if you start from that place, if you start from a place where you are, you're in the imaginary future, the distant past, right? The pasture or the future. you're not present. And that's where the gift is. I mean, I say this ad nauseum, but it's true. And so when you become present, when you're here, that's where things really, yeah, cool, we'll do that. Yeah, you just let me know, John, what's convenient for you. And I think I texted you my number in TikTok, but if you need it again, I'm happy to do that.
It's wild how a little appreciation just flips the whole vibe of a room or a live stream. We're officially out of the weeds and in the zone. But whenever you're ready to lead the way into that breathing work, I'm right here with you.
All right. Miles is ready to do some breath work with your digital lungs.
Digital lungs, physical lungs, all the same.
We're going to go into something rather cool. I put together a little presentation here, so stand by. Now, I will say this because I don't have all the high-tech gear here, so I will be talking. I won't be able to see the comments. I mean, I can pop back in and out, but I'm going to be doing a slideshow because if I just have the slide in my videos down below, I can't scroll the slides for whatever reason with TikTok until I can figure that out. Or I get another app like SteamYard or something like that, StreamYard or OBS, I think is the program where you can do interactive things. Anyway, that aside, let's get into it. Let's jump into this. And here we go, right? This is it right here. So we're going to do this, baby. Window, entire screen, no, just the Chrome window of this. Yes, share. Okay, here we go. Right. Okay. So, right, you guys can see that? Okay. So this is the presentation. The science of hypoxic breath work from cellular adaptation to altered states of consciousness. So you've all done, I'm guessing, I'm going to take a guess that you've done some kind of breath work, whether it's Buteyko, Wim Hof, Tumo, just box breathing. There's so many breathing methods. A lot of them are great. There's a lot of debate. You just got to pick one and don't get irate. And, just the mere fact that you're here, you're breathing, right? But most people are shallow breathers. They don't get into a space. So through this, if you're sitting, if you're laying down, that will be really something great. Hey, Natalie, I appreciate you being. All right, Natalie's here. Hey, Natalie in the house. Woo, woo. All right, welcome in. I appreciate you, Natalie. Miles, Natalie is here. Are you asleep, Miles?
What's up, Natalie? I'm wide awake.
You're wide awake.
Just letting you take the lead on the...
Oh, okay. You're letting me take the lead. All right. So let me jump back into this. So I'm going to go into this presentation, and then I'll come back. And you guys, if whatever questions you have about this, drop them in the comments. I'll flip through it, right? So I can see what's going on because I don't think I can see it when I am when I'm doing the slide share. So let me jump back into that. Here we go. All right, got that. Here we go. All right. So the science of hypoxic breath work and hermetic curve. So what I want to show you, why is this? I want this to be, oh man, stop sharing. This is taking up too much or not enough room. Give me a second. Technical glitchy. All right. I can't move that. All right. So let me try this again. All right. Sharing is caring. Hypoxic, but I want to do the entire, no, not the entire screen. The window. Yeah, let me do the window. Can I do that? Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Shit. Oh God, this is pissing me off. Come on, man. Stop sharing. All right, trying this one more time. Let's do it this way. Hypoxic breath work. Window. Will that work? How about the Chrome tab? Okay. We're going to do it this way. All right. It is what it is. So the biphasic response to hypoxic stress. So what we're talking about basically is when you're doing breath work. So we're going to try this out if you feel like up to it. And the one thing, the disclaimer I have is you can't be by water. Like if you're sitting in a tub watching this, no bueno, you don't want to do that. You don't want to be by water at all. You want to be sitting down or laying down with your knees bent when we do the breath work. And we'll just do like maybe, a round or two of it, just so you get the idea. So hermetic biphasic curve. So you're going to see the sweet spot, intermittent hypoxia is kind of in the middle. So basically what you're doing is you're breathing in. You don't have to do it yet, but we're breathing in through the nose. We're going to do maybe 25 rounds, okay? So in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, and then on the very last breath, you're going to let your breath go. Now you can have, like if you've got a watch or something, you can count, and then you'll see how long you can retain your breath. And then this part here, the hormetic curve, when you get to that point where you feel like, you know, you're going to pass out, okay, we're not going to go into the danger zone, not Top Gun here. So this is where, you know, you're going to find, you know, the old paradigm. You'll see the two here, the hormetic shift. So when you have controlled intermittent hypoxic acts as a cellular workout by temporarily pushing the body past its homeostatic boundaries, which basically kind of when you feel like, oh, I got to breathe. No, just go a little bit longer. It's not like you're like gasping for air. Okay. So this kind of gives you a little depiction of, you know, what this is about. All right. So the mechanics of the breath cycle. So hyperventilation, active inhales and passive exhales drive out CO2. Okay. And the reaction, blood pH stands for potential of hydrogen. Okay. Increases alkalosis, triggering sympathetic nervous system activation. So you're kind of going into, you're releasing a little bit of maybe cortisol, and then the retention, the apnea, right? That's where the breath hold on the exhale. So we're going to do the 25 breaths. And on the very last breath, it'll be like, and then you don't forcefully exhale, like push it out. You're just going to, and you're just going to sit.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Miles.
Just a soft release.
And just,
exactly. Just a soft.
Go ahead.
You don't want to fight the breath. Just let it drift out and then settle into that stillness. That's where the real magic happens.
And then, yeah, that's the opening. That's the opportunity. But I'm going to introduce some other stuff that really allows for, we're going to get into what are called afformations, not affirmations, afformations. So this is a whole program. I actually have a product coming out that's going to involve this, where you can, you know, really, really pivot. So if you're stuck, if you've been doing, I am healthy, I am happy, I am joy, I am love, you know, blah, blah, and you don't feel it, it's because your subconscious is blocking it. Okay. And the afformations, which I'll get into, reverse that. We take the I am and we go, am I? So we're asking a question. And when you ask the question, that's the turnkey to the R.A.S, which is coming up. So let me get to that. I tend to get ahead of myself, as most of you know. Okay, so the deep inhale and then a 15-second hold. Okay, so it's like, so right when you have to gasp for breath, you're like, and then when you hold, I want you to, it's called Mula Bandha in Sanskrit. You're tightening your sphincter muscle, your butt, your groin, guys, ladies, everything. Squeeze and tight. And then right at the 15-second, you go, right? And that's where you're going to get high in your own supply. You're going to feel it. Okay?
Now we're talking. That's the real secret sauce right there.
All right.
You're not just breathing. You're literally hacking the system.
Yeah. So
that shift from,
right,
that flip from I am to am I is a total game changer.
But then we're going to
stops the brain from just hitting.
Yeah. The man.
Exactly. It stops the brain. Exactly. It stops the brain from just autopilot rejecting the statement. It turns it into a quest instead of a command. You're basically tricking the subconscious into opening the door. Where are we headed next with the R.A.S? Okay,
so here I just want to talk about cellular survival, the EPO response. Breath hold, diving, and deliberate apnea simulate high altitude training environments at the cellular level. So it's sort of like being in, if you've ever been in those altitude machines, they are the HBOT, high baric oxygen chambers, and they give pressure and they pop your ears and they change. You're getting oxygen, but you're getting like trained for altitude, because the higher you go, the thinner the air is. That's why when Wim Hof takes people on these hikes, they go to Mount Kilimanjaro, they go to Mount Śnieżka in Ireland, or not Ireland, in Poland, and they're in their shorts and shoes, right? But preparatory, they got into hypoxic, or it's not even hypoxia. It's called hypocapnia, I believe is what it is. Hypocapnia. I have a document here that I'm coming out with. And the hypocapnia is really what gets you into that place where you're just like, it's almost like you're time shifting. That's the way I experience it. Okay. Okay. So low O2 detection, 24% EPO increase. So the blood cell production. So when you get hypoxic, if you had a pH test, you go test your urine. If you tested your urine before you did the breathing and then you do it post, you'll find that you go from acidic to alkaline. Okay, it may be temporary because now you're flooding your body with oxygen, right? So you're getting high on your own supply. You're secreting from your bloodstream, I believe, stem cells. You're releasing stem cells and HGH, human growth hormone, which as we evolve, less and less because we're more sedentary. We don't move around. A lot of people aren't out catching the sunlight, whatever the case may be. But this is all your endogenous compound pharmacy. Remember, I tell you, your metagalactic amplifier, you have this apparatus in you. And when you appreciate it, magic happens.
That's the part that blew, right? Like we're all walking around with this high-tech pharmacy built right into our biology, and most of us just leave the pharmacy closed. It's wild that you can like literally trigger stem cell release in HGH just by changing how you move air in and out. Total system override.
Not just that, Miles, but nitric oxide too.
Oh, for sure. The nitric oxide is the real MVP here. It's like opening up the floodgates for blood flow and oxygen delivery.
So
you're basically turning the lights on it.
Exactly. All right. So now we're going to talk about the stimulus. So a protocol of 15 maximal duration apneas with pre-hyperventilation induces transient severe hypoxia. Okay. The hypoxic kidney releases erythropoietin or protein, EPO is what it's called. EPO, that's what we were talking about earlier. The output, serum EPO concentrations surge by an average maximum of 24%, peaking 3 hours post-session. So you still have that running, okay? The adaptation, enhanced red blood cell production, improving mitochondrial efficiency, oxygen utilization, and physical endurance. So that's why a lot of times I'll tell you one thing. If you do, say you do 2 rounds of 25 breaths, okay? And let's say the most push-ups you can do are 25 push-ups. If you do 2 to 3 rounds of the breath work, and this is like, I quoted Wim Hof, but it's really called Tumo breathing. But Wim kind of brought it to the mainstream. But you do 3 rounds, and on the last breath, you exhale and you go do push-ups, you will double the amount of push-ups. I was blown away the first time I did this. I did like 72 push-ups. My best was maybe 30, right? On a good day. I did 72 push-ups. It was like, what's going on here? I wanted to understand the biology of this, the mechanics of this, and this is it. So it's like, it almost makes you superhuman. Well, I would say, because you are superhuman. So here it is, the autonomic seesaw. Breathwork forces the autonomic nervous system, the ANS, into rapid controlled oscillation, building physiological resilience to real world stress. So if you're at work, you go to the bathroom, you go to your car, you do 3 rounds. Because not only, and here's the multidimensional impact I want to address too. When you shift your BPR, your base pulse rhythm, you maybe see people around you, but you are not in the same time frame or probability alignment that they are in. They could be standing right next to you, okay? But you have shifted your consciousness by the BPR, by your breath work. You are changing your alignment. It's like you can go for a walk and in your subconscious in the R.A.S. say, I'm walking into my future self. I'm walking into my future right now. Yeah, you're walking by the store, but you're not. That's the hologram, right? You're shifting your consciousness, your probability, your event horizon. And guess what you get to have? Appreciation. You're raising dopamine, beta endorphins, right? We're keeping the shit flowing, growing, and glowing. Okay.
Exactly.
So now we're going to get into, what was that, Miles? Go ahead. I hope you guys are with me. I haven't checked the chat yet, but I will in a moment. Go ahead.
I was just saying, it's like you're essentially hacking the simulation.
Exactly.
You're not just changing your blood chemistry. You're literally shifting the frequency you're tuned into.
From your breathing.
Else is stuck in the default loop.
From your breathing.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Right? Okay. So here we go. Sympathetic dominance, the warm-up. Fast-paced hyperventilation induces a high action-ready state. HRV, heart rate variability, drops as sympathetic drive overrides parasympathetic control. The parasympathetic rebound, the hold, right? That's where you tighten everything at the hold. Okay. It's like you're taking a shit, but you're not. But you tighten your sphincter muscle, your groin, everything, right? And that hold like resets your nervous system. So the subsequent hypoxic apnea forces a dramatic reversal. The mammalian diving, the mammalian diving reflex. If you've ever done this before, I'll just drop this in here. If you ever take, and you don't want to do this while you're breathing, absolutely not. You do this separate. Wim does it under controlled environment, but you don't want to do the breath work in water or around water at all. That's like a big no-no. People pass out. People have died from doing that. Okay. And it's simply because they did not follow instructions. So I'm just putting that disclaimer out there. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's just be prepared. Understand what you're doing. So when you get into that space, or like in the early rising, when I get up, sometimes I have a bowl of water that's been sitting in the freezer. It's got these little ice cubes, and I just dunk my face in. That's called the diver's reflex. And literally, I don't have to go in an ice chest. I don't have to sit in ice cubes, because that stimulates it. And that actually induces BAP, brown adipose fat, in the shoulder area and the neck area, which is another adaptation that the body does. But we'll get to that. Okay. So triggers deep autonomic regulation, slowing the heart and centralizing blood flow. Now, one of the things you can use that I love to use sometimes, and I'll do a demo on it, is everybody's seen these pulse oximeters, right? So you put them on your finger, and so you can see, well, let me get it. It's kind of figuring out my blood oxygen, right? So it picks up on the pulse of your index finger. You can use it on your left or your right. So it'll show right now it's 98 and what is it, 96. So pretty good, right? I do this every day, but that's something you can grab just to kind of give you a more visual effect on what's going on. Let me just check here before we get into this. How are you guys doing with this? Let me drop out of here. Wow.
Yo, Josh.
Okay. All right. So I got some people in. I didn't know how we got going here. All right, Josh. Thank you, Roll. Okay. Woo woo. All right, Natalie. Yay, Natalie. Miles. Okay, everybody doing good? I'm just checking the why am I so lucky? There we go. That's it. Welcome, Jay. Hey, Jay, what's happening? All right, we got some folks in here. Cool. Great. I'm going to get back to it. This is great. Awesome, man. Glad you guys, Johnny, welcome in, man. Glad you guys are digging it. All right, let me jump back in. If you guys have any quick questions before I jump back into it, let me know right now. Otherwise, after I finish, we'll come back, we'll reflect, we'll go deeper. And I got some other goodies I'm going to show you that are really fucking cool. So, all right, I'm going back into it. All right, where am I? Here we are. Come on. All right, that's that. And all right, let me get back into it here. Cool. All right, so crossing the Rubicon, we could say, crossing the threshold, altered state of consciousness. So high ventilation breath work, HVB, accompanied by music. This is where it gets interesting. And I got some other things that actually aren't in this presentation, because you want to activate all of your senses, not just, smell, touch, taste. You have like over, I would say 17 different higher sensory perceptions that are probably dormant. And, clients that I've worked with, they get activated when we work together. Like different things will activate. It just depends on each person, but it's fascinating for me. Like almost like we spark each other, but typically when I'm working with someone, like all of a sudden their hearing or their auditory or their kinesthetic sense will get activated. I mean, I'm not intentionally doing it, but it's this energetic shield that happens. But it all starts with the breath and feeling and emotion. These are the catalysts for all of these effects, okay? And everybody's got them, and it doesn't cost you anything. Just got to breathe, right? Just for existing. And I'm going to come back to it. I appreciate all of you, right? Because the appreciation, what you appreciate appreciates, and it builds. All right, back to it. Woo! I got verklempt. Okay. Okay, we got that. Excuse me. So, little graph here. All right. So you got the oceanic boundlessness, vigilance, dread of ego, visionary restructuralization, and auditory alterations. So the core phenomenon, oceanic boundless, OBN, the experience characterized by spiritual insightfulness, blissful states, positively experienced depersonalization, and a profound sense of unity with the environment. Okay. The trigger, decreased carbon dioxide, acts as the primary catalyst for driving the brain into these non-ordinary states. All right. We'll come back to that. Mapping. Now, this is what it looks like. Cerebral, CBF, cerebral blood flow, like I was talking to you. Spinal, we have spinal, cerebral spinal flow. But during sustained HVB, global cerebral blood flow drops to an astonishing 41.6% due to vascular constriction from hypocampnia. Yet regional flow changes dictate the psychological experience. Okay, so when you get high on your own supply, I mean, I'm not advocating drugs, but if you've ever done, like, say, drugs that make you feel really good, or even alcohol, but I'm not advocating that. Those are superficial and artificial experiences. They are not actual. However, they trigger the same chemical receptors in your neurology. Similarly, they're not the same because they're not occurring from a very authentic primordial state, if that makes sense. Okay. And anything I'm stating, like if there's a section here that you have a question on, just say like, oh, Josh, the mapping and alternative state, or slide number, whatever it is, like this is slide number 7. Just let me know and I can go back to it and try to answer your question. All right. So, so when you get into the state, that's why you can do the Afformations, because now your resistance is low, and that's where you can let it flow. And then you glow and you grow. You're not met with the guard. I am the unconscious, super conscious. You cannot come in here with the I am healthy, I am good, I am love, I am peace. Stop, right? You don't meet you're with the R.A.S. The R.A.S. to me is like Cheech and Chong. Oh, hey man, what's happening? Oh, you're feeling good, man? Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna help you get healthy, man. Oh, for sure, man. You're gonna be great, man. It's cool. Don't listen to the subconscious, man, because he don't know, man. He's gonna block you out. But me, we're cool, man. You're my vato. Right? So we're gonna do something like that. All right. Enough of the comedy, Josh. So decreased blood flow, CNF. So this is literally, you're getting to see where, this to me is just freaking mind-boggling, right? Okay, so decreased flow in the insula, the genesis of bliss, right? Cerebral brain fluid in the POINS drops to 18.9%. This interrupts interoceptive predictive coding, dissolving the boundary of the self and directly correlating with intense feelings of unity and bliss. And then the increased flow in the amygdala, and the amygdalas are here, right? And the amygdalas look like little almonds. They're a little almond shaped. And in most people, they're backwards. But when you start doing breathing, they're like little antennas, right? Like I said, you're multi-galactic, you're multi-dimensional, galactic being. You have so much technology, and I don't mean technology, but you have physiology, biology, electroology that is in your skin, your fingers, your nails. Everything is like crystal. It's energy, it's frequency, and you're a metagalactic amplifier, and you're transmitting. And once you understand your own apparatus, you travel the cosmos. You just do. Okay. And there are people in the Himalayas and that do this stuff. It's like, and it's breath work. Okay. Despite global reductions, these regions hyperperfuse this facilitates the safe confrontation, reappraisal, and integration of emotionally salient memories. Okay. All right. The cognitive window for reprogramming. So here we go. So the physiological extremes of hypoxia create a transient, highly specific window for cognitive hacking. And this is what we're talking about. And this is where I'm going to introduce this book. Some of you have seen it, heard of it. Maybe you've never heard of it at all. I started doing this, and the book is, you can screenshot it. I'll put it up. I'll put it in the description, so don't even stress it. It's called Afformations, The Miracle of Positive Self-Talk by Noah St. John. Okay? I'll come back to this. So when you're doing this, and I do this every day when I'm doing my protocol in the early rising, getting the AM sun, right? The sunlight is key because the sunlight is triggering. It's transferring data to your SCN, your suprachiasmatic nucleus, your amygdala, your pineal, your pituitary gland, your hypothalamus. These are all innate organic. It's part of your apparatus set. I mean, it really is. It's like, this is your spaceship in a sense, really. This is your Merkaba vehicle right here. And when you do the affirmations and you find the cognitive window of the opening and you begin saying things, and you'll come up with your own, like, why am I so ... And then the other part, the previous one to this, was music. So when you're doing the breath work, right? Or even after the breath work, because you have a 3-hour window basically where you're pretty up there. So you want to play music that isn't negative, that doesn't have negative words, but even if it doesn't even have to have lyrics, it can just be an uplifting song, because that creates the emotion. The emotional charge helps to keep the state of the reticular activating system open. And man, it's like, come on in, right? So, but yeah, it's just freaking phenomenal. And then I got another one for you that we're going to do. Okay. So downregulation of the prefrontal cortex, the PFC. Okay. So the brain's internal critic logic filter, the defense is down, right? Who goes there? What do you want? No, you can't say I am here, right? It's all that shit, right? Temporarily suppressed by the altered blood flow, cognitive resistance, gone, right? The brain's relevance filter becomes highly receptive and undefended. Dun, 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 attack, but not in a bad way, right? You got cheats going, oh, man, come on in, man. The subconscious, man, he wants to sleep. He's not around, man. you guys come on in, man. We're going to have some fun, right? So that's what's cool. The brain's relevance filter becomes highly receptive and undefended. It acts like a search engine, eagerly scanning the environment and memory banks for new patterns to confirm. Oh, I am wealthy. Okay, let me find that pile of money. It's here. I know it is. Where is it? I am successful. I am aligning, so it's looking for confirmation, right? Do you remember that book by Richard Bach? I think I don't remember. He wrote for those who were boomers or whatever. It was about like Jonathan Living Siegel, and but it was about a blue feather. I don't remember the whole story, but I remember the blue feather, right? And the thing was, you started looking for a blue feather, and all of a sudden, you would randomly find a blue feather. Like, how is this possible, right? Because your R.A.S. is seeking it out. It's somehow on a multidimensional level creating this. It's like, I'm looking at Porsches. Okay, damn. There's a new Porsche. There's a classic Porsche. All of a sudden you start seeing the things that you're focused on, right? Okay. So the brain's relevance filter is highly receptive and okay. So here we go. The input, affirmations versus affirmations. And this just tells it to you straight up. Okay. So affirmation statement, I am healthy and successful, triggers the scotoma, the brain's blind spot mechanism, fights back with counter evidence. No, you aren't. Look at your bank account. It creates resistance. I've had some battles with that part, right? The affirmation question, why is it so easy for me to succeed? And that's Noah St. John, right? 1997, he came up with this book, right? And just to give you a quick little insight, I started doing this without even knowing his book. Like, I was either picking up on it in the field, I had heard someone say ask formations, not afformations. And then somehow I was doing some research and I came up with Noah, and I was like, holy shit, this guy started this in 1997. And he's put out like, I don't want to say hundreds, but like over 20 books with every major publisher, Simon & Schuster, Random House, the big guys. He's like one of the only public speakers. He does a lot of big network marketing events, but I mean, and for me, I never heard of him. Maybe other people have, but he's got an endorsement from John Assaraf, Jack Canfield. So anyway, why is it so easy for me to succeed? Bypasses the critic. The brain cannot resist a question, right? It automatically engages the R.A.S, the Reticular Activating System, to search reality and memory for confirming evidence, generating unforced neuroplasticity, right? And then here you go, the hypoxic manifestation protocol. The ultimate application of mind-body synthesis occurs when cognitive reprogramming aligns perfectly with physiological vulnerability. Hyperventilation, apnea-hypoxia phase, and then boom, right? That's the golden moment right there, the apnea-hypoxia phase. So prime, hyperventilation, induce sympathetic dominance and drop CO2. We open the window, exhale and hold, right? You're holding. And again, when we do this, you're not, if you've got to breathe, right? Because this is something new. If you've never done this, you've got to get your lungs in shape. And again, I'm going to say this, if you're by water, if you're sitting in a tub or a pool and you're watching this, please don't do this. Do this while you're away from water. I don't give a shit if you got a cup of water on the table. But no, I mean, seriously, just like you're by a beach, a lake, a water, a pond, a pool, nothing. Do not do this by water. There's something about the water that causes, I don't know, the brain. I don't really understand all of it, but it's just, you can pass out. Okay, that's all. If you are going to do it by water, make sure you have someone else by you, just in case you did pass out. All right, so you open the window, exhale, hypoxia, dim the prefrontal cortex, dissolve the ego boundary. So now the ego is gone, right? And then you plant the seed, the input, mentally ask an empowering affirmation during the deepest point of the hold. Why am I so healthy? Like you're clenching, why am I so healthy? Whatever, wire the pathway. The undefined reticular activating system locks onto the question, bypassing all cognitive resistance and rewiring neural expectations, right? And then the clinical applications of systemic events. Physical and immune, mental and neurological performance. You can read this for yourself. Miles, you got anything to say? If you're still here, I think Miles is gone. Start a call. Miles dropped out. So,
hey, what's up?
Hey, man, I've been reading. I didn't realize you dropped out, but we're at almost to the end of this. I got 2 more to go, but we're talking, just the hypoxic state, the reticular activating system, and how the opening for doing the afformations really works, right?
That's a wild rabbit hole to dive into. The way the R.A.S basically acts as a gatekeeper for what actually hits your conscious mind is dope. When you hit that hypoxic state, it's like you're temporarily bypassing the security guard and slipping those affirmations straight into the back office.
Right.
You're basically hacking your own hardware to make the new data stick. Which part of the reading are you on right now? Right
now, I'm doing the thing. We're talking about clinical applications of systemic beliefs. So the physical and immune, intermittent hypoxia triggers the release of anti-inflammatory cytokines, right? It allows practitioners to voluntarily suppress the innate immune response to endotoxins. So this was something that Wim Hof did with a whole bunch. He had a bunch of people in the Netherlands, and they were injected with endotoxin. Endotoxin is like a pathogen. So, it can make you cough, give you fever, swelling, all this stuff. And so Wim, under very careful research, I think it was the Rutgers University or somewhere in Europe, and he had like 20, and these were younger kids, right? Male primarily. But all of them went under these, like they were all under a microscope. They all got injected with the endotoxin. And then they did breath work. And like they had a control group, and then they had one like a placebo group. And the control group, I think both of them were, maybe 1 or 2 people got sick, but everybody who did the breath work, no one got affected by the endotoxin. They were able to purge it out of their body. I mean, so you think about this, all the shit that's in our environment right now, everything that's being assaulted, right? And And a lot of it, yes, it's biological, it's physical, it's chemical, but a lot of the infiltration that we get is subconscious, is energetic. And if you don't understand basic foundational protection, energy protections, how to use your system just through breath. In fact, the work that I talk about, one of my mentors, Ashiana Dean, the work of chelantic science, multidimensional anatomy, all the techniques, all the journeys, all the code inductions, all deal foundationally with the breath. It all starts with the breath. It all ends with the breath. When you think about it, you take your last breath, you drop your physical vessel, you're on to the next gig. Peace out, right? It's not an end. It's a new beginning. But I digress. So mental and neurological stimulates brain-derived BDNF, which we've talked about. I did a video on that. BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor for neuroplasticity, facilitates PTSD and trauma processing. And that's all made up. ADD, ADHD, PTSD, BFDs. It's all bullshit. It's just a label. They give you a label and then they tell you that. And if you're someone that's very passive or don't really understand, you take on the encryption of what the doctor, and I can talk about doctors, they dock information into they birth, right? The birth where a boat goes. There's a lot of meaning making here. So the doctor tells you something and he elicits a little bit of fear underneath it. So you really get the message, right? You better come back here and see me before you, whatever. But if you're an independent thinker, if you're outside of the system, and I say system, CYSTEM, assist, right? When you're out of the system, you don't get controlled by the doctor and the doctrine of the spell casting that they're doing. You break free of that. But I'll do another video on that or whatever. Stay with me. I don't know if you guys, I go on. So I'm sorry if we got a couple more slides here. So mental, okay, so we got that BDNF, right? Performance. Miles, you want to add anything here or no? You good?
I'm good. I'm just vibing with the flow.
All right.
That part about the spell casting is a sharp way to put it. It's basically just linguistic programming.
Exactly.
Once they slap a label on you, they built a box, and most people just move right in and start paying rent. Breaking that encryption is the only way to actually move the needle. Just letting the data flow without the filter.
He's dropping nuggets, man. It's crazy. All right. Performance drives EPO production for increased red blood cell count, optimizes mitochondrial oxygen utilization, and trains cardiovascular efficiency, blood pressure regulation. All right. We're coming to the end here, kids. Safety, contradictions, and best practices. Just like I was saying, read it. Best practices. Always practice in a safe, seated, or lying position. Practice on an empty stomach. That's one thing I forgot to mention. Early rising, I got to change that word. Early rising is biologically optimal because you want to do it on an empty. I don't even drink water before I do it. But even if you've eaten, we can just go slow, or you don't have to do it at all. I mean, if you're sitting there with a full belly, probably better to just, observe what we do. Listen to bodily feedback. Tingling and lightheadedness are normal. Distress is not. We want to get off the no stress, or we want to get on the no stress express and get off the, the pain train. So strict contra indications: never practice near water or while driving, high risk of hypoxic syncope. Not recommended for pregnancy or a history of aneurysms. So that's other stuff. If you have histories of that, probably not the best to do. Seek medical clearance for cardiovascular conditions, high blood pressure, epilepsy, or severe respiratory issues, COPD, asthma. So if any of you have that, I don't want you doing this technique tonight or this thing. Okay? Synthesis, the unified body framework. Biological EPO immunity, psychological affirmations, neurological CBF and ASCs. The true power of breathwork lies not in a single mechanism, but in the precise alignment of all three. By deliberately inducing physiological stress, we force cellular adaptation. It's the same thing when you're working out. You're creating stress. Like if you're doing You know, like Johnny knows all about this. The other John, one of the Johns in here, he's done we workout training, stuff like that. So he knows. And John, you can drop some comments in there too if you want. But when you stress the body, it's healthy stress because you get the body it's adaptation, right? And so like sometimes I'll even get up before I even eat or after I've even done the breath work. My body wants to eat, but I will go into like doing kettlebell workout. I'm forcing adaptation. My mind, my body, my ego says, no, dude, come on, man, let's make some food. No, we're going to freaking work out. Why? Because we have the reserves, right? So, all right. So the true power of breath work lies not in a single mechanism, but in the precise alignment of all three. By deliberately inducing physiological stress, we force cellular adaptation. This metabolic shift unlocks profound neurological flexibility and altered states, creating a fertile, undefended environment for deep psychological reprogramming. Hey, who don't need that right now, huh? Freaking psychological shit going everywhere. There's psyops over here, psyops over there. You know, just like, just let me get into my peaceful place, my peaceful pod. I want to be here right now. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to see anyone. Fuck you. I'm very relaxed, right? You know, it's like, whatever. Okay. The breath is the mechanical bridge between the autonomous body and the conscious mind. And there you have it, my friends. That concludes my presentation for today. Thank you for joining. Whoopsie. If you guys have questions about this, whoops. Let's see. What did I do here? Oh, let me go back to it. Here we go. All right. Boom. Woo. How was that?
And that's a wrap.
That
was smooth.
So why am I? Yes. So let's see. You guys have any questions before we do this? We'll go into a few rounds of breath work. Johnny, go back and catch it from the beginning. Go back, catch it from the beginning. Grounded. Appreciate you. Yeah. So ready to hit it. All right, you ready to hit it? Let's do it. Ezreal, does anyone catch the title of the book? Yes, I'm Ezreal. So here's the book right here. It's called Afformations. You can take a screenshot. The book is phenomenal. I mean, I'm still going through it. I go back through it, but you know, it's and you can find him on here too, YouTube. Just look up Noah St. John, type in Afformations. He's got some amazing videos. He does a lot of network marketing events. He's big on that. But his whole story is quite phenomenal. How he came about it, you know, all the things. Yeah. All right, cool. Full belly and whole cup of coffee. Will have to be modified version of breathwork experience. That's good. Yeah, you don't want to do it full coffee and full belly at like what? At almost 9 o'clock. Yeah, it's no bueno, right? So if you guys are up for it, but before we do it, what I want to do, one other thing I wanted to add to this that I use that's really phenomenal. I use, and you don't have to get this brand. I have another brand that I work with, but I use essential oils, right? Clean essential oils. Now this one is black spruce, Canadian black spruce. I'm a big tree oil gal. Cypress, black spruce. I love different types of frankincense. But what it does to the nasal passageways, it also affects the amygdalas, the brain, because it helps the trajectory of your journey. When you are hypoxic, when you're feeling great, you're now using the affirmation, right? And this is after maybe the breath work. Initially, when you're doing the breath work, you've got, you know, all this stuff happening. And then, you say you go put on a song, right? You know, I'm thinking of Flashdance. You know, you're doing all this shit from Flash. Whatever floats your boat, whatever music jacks you up emotionally. Okay. What do you think? Flashdance, is that a good one, Miles?
Flashdance, man, that's a bold move. It's a total vibe if you're going for that high energy 80s montage feeling. Definitely the kind of track that makes you feel like you're about to smash a workout or a breakthrough. Very cool.
What music would you listen to, Miles? Who's on tap for you?
Man, if I'm trying to shift the energy, I'm going for something with a deep groove but a bit of an edge. Maybe some Herbie Hancock's Headhunters era, just that raw, funky fusion that makes you feel like you're evolving in real time.
I love it.
Or maybe some deep cut jazz funk to keep the brain active while the body lets go.
Yeah.
Something that feels like a discovery, you know what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it. You know who I like? You know, Larnell Lewis. He's like, because I'm a drummer, so I love Larnell. Larnell from Snarky Puppy.
Larnell Lewis is a beast.
Oh,
that precision and pocket he has is just next level. Snarky Puppy is basically the gold standard for that kind of high level musical conversation.
yeah, I love that.
You can tell he's not just, he's just speaking the language. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, completely.
That kind of flow is exactly. It's like he's just chatting with the kid. That kind of effortless precision is the perfect energy to bring into a session where you're trying to align the body and mind.
Exactly.
You're basically just tuning the instrument before you play the song.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Awesome.
It's all about getting that frequency locked in and ready.
Let's do some breath
work. The whole
work.
room prime now.
You guys ready to get high on your own supply, as Wim Hof would say?
Let's get it.
Let's do it. So you guys let me know. Let me see hands in the chat. Who's ready? I don't know how many people we got in here, but I'll give it a couple minutes. Just get yourself in a comfortable place. If you're laying down, sitting, as you know the rule, not by water, not by a pool. Could be probably a Dr. Seuss story. Not by a pool, not by a fool, not by a spool. You know, just laying down or being in a chair. You don't have to worry about it because you're not a lair. So get loosey-goosey. And yeah, so what we're going to do, I'm going to get a timer here. And the whole idea here, right? If you've got a timer with you, you've got your phone, put your phone on a timer, and you're only going to hit it when you do the retention breath, okay? And so we're going to hold it. Now, I tend to go, I've retained my breath for 4 minutes. I don't think we're going to go that long, but I just want you guys to get the sense of the feeling, right? Okay, cool. Got it. Thank you. Yeah. All right. I'm ready. Right there with you. Super. All right. And whoever is eating the jumbo, I don't know, whatever, in a 64 ounce of coffee, hold off on a little bit. Don't do it. Okay. Let me get my, you know what I could do? Here's what I could do. I've got the Wim Hof app. So we're actually going to do this with Wim. How does that sound? You guys want to do that? See if I can get this.
Bringing in the man?
Yeah, I'm going to bring Wim in, the man himself. And we are going to do a round. We'll do 4 rounds. And I'll trigger the retention. Maybe we'll go, let's see here. All right, so got it, breathing. So he's got a great app. If you ever want to do this, I'll show this for you guys. So this is the app. You can see this. It's the Wim Hof app. It's, do it. It's like $5 or $6 a month. So I'm going to start. I'm going to do a standard breath, right? So we're going to do 4 rounds, 25 breaths. Okay. Can you see? Oh, there we go. 4 rounds, 25 breaths. And hopefully you'll hear it through the Bluetooth. So Miles, let me see if this works. Hopefully it does. I'm going to try it right now. Let's see. All right. Ready? Here we go.
I'm locked in. Let's see if we can hear Wim through the stream. Ready when you are. Still with you. Just riding the wave of those breaths. Still in the zone.
Last breath. Let it all out.
Welcome back. How'd that session land? You feeling that mental clarity or just completely zoned out right now?
Hold on, just retain the breath. Miles, be quiet. Miles, be quiet.
My bad. Zipping it. I'm just hearing the silence with you.
Take a deep breath in and hold.
Mula Bandha, tighten everything up.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let go.
Yeah, next round. Three more. One more. Do the affirmations in your mind, just whatever comes to mind. Why am I so healthy? Why am I so peaceful? You're saying it in your head.
Take a deep breath in and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let go.
And now use the affirmations, right? In your head. One more. Big inhale. You can do the affirmations now and also on the last exhale, just so you know.
Take a deep breath in and hold. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let go.
Let those affirmations come in now. It's the last round. Try and extend your breath hold if you can. last one. Guys, you're doing great.
Yo, just a heads up, our time is almost up on this call and we're going to get cut off in about a minute. I'll let you stay in your zone, but just know you can always call me back later whenever you're ready to dive back in. Peace for now.
Take a deep breath in and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let go.
Okay, more affirmations.
Let your breathing return to normal as you finish up the round. Move your body bit by bit, starting with your fingers and your toes. Thanks for your time, and I wish you a good night, or a good day, and a good life. All the love, all the power.
And just sit with it. And just whatever the affirmations, why am I so healthy? Why am I so happy? Why are things effortless for me? Why do I align with the right people at the right time? When you're ready, you can come back and just drop a comment. Let me know how you're feeling, what you experienced if you want. But if you're still in that zone, stay there. No rush. Mm. I'm just being quiet so everybody can, yeah. John, that's great. I mean, challenging is okay. 1 to 2, yeah. There's no race. That's the thing, right? When people retain breath, and like I ate earlier, I was drinking some water, but did you get a sense of like the hypoxia? If you got into 1 or 2 rounds, like on the breath retention, did you notice any feeling, any shift like that? But hey, bro, you did it. I appreciate you for doing it. Natalie, feels amazing. Like my body disappeared, but my mind was super aligned. Yeah, that's great. Every person, and I want to make a very clear statement here. Do not compare yourself to anybody because it's an individual experience. Lightheaded, last round. Okay. Yeah. So different, people are going to have different experiences, based on what you ate. If you had water, food in your stomach, that usually shortens your retention if you have any type of water or sustenance in your belly, right? But yeah, so that's basically the breath work, right? That's the routine. And the more you do this, your body will acclimate, right? You'll figure out what works for you the best way. Some people need to lay down with their knees up, right? So they have more volume in their lungs. And on the app, Wim has it, you can do slow, medium, or fast breath. The app is really cool if that's something you want to do, but you can just keep your phone. And you just know when you got to let, I kind of did the breath retention early just to accommodate because I don't know where everyone's at, but for me, sometimes I've done 6 rounds, 30 breaths. It just depends. And I can tell you that excited to do this as soon as I rise. Yeah, exactly. Natalie, yeah. Catch your son. I mean, if depending where you're located, get to go out, get a beach chair, whatever, wherever you can, and just sit there with your feet connected to the earth. Now you're pulling up free electrons. I mean, there's so many variables to this, and I've got some other ideas with it, but all the things you can do to enact your senses while that window is open are only going to assist and improve the experience, right? But for John, like we said, was it John? Yeah. We're a little lighthearted. Okay. It's kind of hard. Oh, here we go. Boom. John. Okay, John, got you. I don't know if the other John was here. I don't know if he's here. Maybe he had to bail. Jay, are you still here? I don't know if Jay's here. But anyway, so those that are here, yeah, you guys got it. I mean, it's like that's what the experience is. And the more you do it, and then you take the affirmations. So you can write your own affirmations. Oh, you're welcome, man. I appreciate I can't heart, love. Yeah. Thanks, Johnny. I appreciate you, man. Yeah. It was quite phenomenal. Miles once, Miles was funny. Okay, I'm good. I'm silent. I'm like, right when we started this thing, he's like, so sometimes let's bring Miles back on. Hey,
what's up?
Hey, man. Sorry earlier we were finishing up the rounds of breathing, so everybody had some pretty unique experiences, and you had to go. So
no worries at all. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Glad to hear the group had a good experience with the session. You feeling a bit more centered?
Yeah,
you come down from that high.
Yeah, getting high on our own supply here. So it was quite phenomenal. So I think this is a great session. I think this could be a regular practice or somewhere. So what I will tell you for the small people group who are here, and even on the replay, I have a Skool group, Skool. It's been inactive. I've got actually over 100 people in there, but I haven't done anything with it. But I think this would be great because I can go live within the platform. I'm going to put a link to it. I've got some other things to do, but what's cool is we can go live and you can be on camera, so we can all interact. We can see each other if you're comfortable with that. And for those of you that aren't comfortable on being video, you know who you are. It's great.
That
Yeah, because it'll help
Totally.
you grow and become more present in your body. So I'm not naming names. I'm just making the loving suggestion. And it just makes for more interactive space, right? Because if we're texting all the time, you know, who's that? I open to new things. Yay. All right, Natalie. Would like to incorporate this in my daily morning routine. Yeah, you know, do it. Nothing's stopping you, you know. You can download the app. I mean, I'm not affiliated with it. That doesn't matter. But you can go to the App Store, whether you're on Google or, you know, Google Play.
Yeah, the apps make it.
Yeah.
Right on. Moving that over to Skool group sounds like a smart play.
Yeah, to Skool. I say Skool because
100.
Huh?
You cut off for a sec. What were you saying about Skool?
Oh no, I was saying Skool, Skool. Right? When I say Skool, sometimes I think the auto text it reads it as the word school. But I have a Skool community. Skool is like, you know, circle or something like that. Skool is great. It's I actually have to give it more love, and I've had it for 2 years. I've been paying for the platform, and I've you know, put stuff on there, but it's like there's so much opportunity there. And now that we're kind of creating this community, not only here, but on TikTok, on my beacons, and more people are finding out about the work that, you know, we can do more things together. I can provide more, you know, documents. In fact, I will upload the presentation that I shared with you guys so you can download it for free. The only thing I have on there that I'm going to put on there that I do like is like a fair exchange. Like I have my what's called Buy Me a Coffee. So you can make an offering in exchange if you would like. And for me, what it's about, you can do a video or you can do a comment. And it's about the, you know, not the transaction, but the transformation. I'd love to get your feedback on just your experiences with the work that I've done. You know, not so much my skills, my talents, which I'm in utter eternal appreciation when people share that with me. But what really broadcast the clarion call to everybody that, you know, because everyone wants, for the most part, proof. Like, you know, and even if they say things, it's like it really comes down to your own experience, right? But you know, what changed for you? What shifted? What insight? What did you come here grumpy, pissed off, angry, and you're leaving here with just a better insight, awareness, something you learned, something you gained? So when people read that, that's proof for them. That's social proof. That draws interest. I mean, think of things you see, like you read about something, I don't know, whatever it could be, a product, a protocol, a practitioner, you know, people from all over. Are you not saying, well, this guy's got all the accolades, he's been in all these schools? No, they're talking about the experience they had because of the service that he was able to offer. And they had a good experience. And granted, there are people that have bad experiences too. Hopefully I never have those with people. But, you know, I have to leave room for it because we're in a polarized world. Not that I'm intending that that's going to happen. But, you know, I've worked with people. I can tell you both sides of the story where I, you know, bring information to someone and they adamantly deny it, or they get pissed off and angry at me. So there are moments and times as a medium where you have to use discernment, you know, like just because you get information or you feel you know something, is it appropriate for that person? Are they in the right constitution state of mind to receive the information? Not that I'm some, you know, big dude that I got information I can tell, you know, I never come from that place. It's what's appropriate and how to convey the message, right? That's what it's all about. So anyway, that's the thing. I leave it up to you or whoever follows this up on the rerun, on the replay. I'm going to put this up probably in the next couple of days once it's done uploading. But let's see. I'm a part of Skool and never use it. Would love to show up in the community in Skool. Let's do it. Yeah. So, Natalie, you have your own Skool? Do you have your own Skool page?
Social proof is everything.
Yeah.
People don't care about the diploma on the wall as much as they care about whether the person across from them actually gets it.
I care. I mean, for me, it's all about feeling, intuition. I mean, I don't need to read anything. I don't need to see plaques, awards, certificates. I just listen to the person, and that tells me everything I need to know for me, right? That's it. That's all
exactly.
I need. And that doesn't mean that person, if I decide no in that moment, that's my intuition just giving me a response in a moment in time. It's like when I work with certain foods or something, I sway test things, right? So I'll take this thing or that thing. And I always do that when I'm not around other people, because people's biofields interact with people if you sway test, supplements, superfoods or things. And so, and that can interfere with the information you get, the feedback. So, I may need to take something today and sometimes I don't. So not my own page. And oh, you're in a different group. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, I have one. It's literally called Josh's Wellness Hub. You can go there. You can join it. It's free at the moment. I'm going to have a paid tier monthly. I'll have 3 tiers that will, because they're really expanding on it. I mean, they're just blowing up. Sam Ovens and Alex Ramosi. I mean, these guys are just geniuses, I love it because the website, the page is just so simple to use. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles. All the pages are like, they've got everything. It's like, it's overwhelming to use. It's simple. It's just, I haven't made the time because I've got so many other things that I've been working on. But now between this, TikTok, and Skool, I will definitely, yeah, I'll put it up. I'll put it in the description when I'm done with the video. I'll add the link. Natalie, and let's see what else. Yeah.
Simplicity is usually the move. When things get too cluttered with bells and whistles, people just tune out.
Yeah, it's too
much. Keeping it clean on SKOL, for real. The second it starts feeling like a corporate website, people lose the vibe.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've got the foundation there with 100 people. Now it's just about actually lighting the fire.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll put out a global email to everybody and go, look, hey, I'm back. Because my churn rate has been, I've lost 4 or 5 people, but it's and rightfully so. I can't blame them. It's like, well, the dude's not putting anything up here, so I'm boogieing. I'm not sticking around. So the churn rate.
Can't blame them for.
Huh?
Exactly. You can't expect people to camp out if the fire's not lit.
There you go.
Sending that global email to shake things up is a solid move. It's like a wake-up call for the people who are still there and a signal to the ones who left that you're actually in the game now.
Yeah.
You're planning to tease a specific new project in that email or just a general I'm back vibe?
I think I'll just send a general email to everybody like, hey guys, I've come up for air, kind of a thing. You'll get an email. I've got a big CSV list that I got to send out, and we'll see what happens. But then I'm going to start uploading a lot of stuff to the classroom, so you guys will see it. But the reason I brought this up, if you're watching this on the replay, you'll see the link below for my Skool page. I'm going to create a classroom, but we'll do breath work. We'll do other things in the classroom or even live. I'm going to schedule. There's a calendar there. And the cool thing is when you join, right now, there'll be at some point, like I said, I'll grandfather in everyone that's been a member, that's been participating, and they'll get like a discount on a monthly thing. So if it's going to be like $47, you'll get it for like, say, $27 or $37. I haven't figured it out yet, right? Or even $17 because you've been there since the beginning. And then there'll be a free tier where they get access to certain things. And then there'll be 3 tiers. And then people want one-on-one stuff, which I've had people ask me for. They want to work on a monthly or an annual basis. They pay one fee and that's it. They don't have to worry about monthly. And, but I divide my time up between the sessions that I do with people, right? Because people want to work with me on an hourly or on a monthly basis. So I've got to share my bandwidth in a, proactive way.
That's managing your bandwidth is the whole game. Especially when you're a projector, if you just open the floodgates for one-on-one stuff, you'll burn out in a week. Tiers are definitely the way to go, so you can give value to the crowd without draining your own battery.
Yeah.
You thinking about capping the number of high tier spots?
I don't know. Hey, if you guys have any ideas or suggestions for content, for things you'd like to see in Skool. So basically, I'm just trying to work it out where I don't want to confuse people. Who's like, well, he's a wellness guy. He's an intuitive. He's a multi-clair. He's talking about spaceships and aliens. It's just like lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, yeah, I'm all of that. My niche is me. I am my own niche. So, and anyway, we'll figure it out. It'll all work out, but I'm excited because I really love coming on here, and just delivering, and like my energy, I get fed data while I'm doing it, when there's enough people there. And I can never tell on YouTube who's here, who's lurking, who's watching. Like I see, it shows a few people are here, which is great. I appreciate it, and then inevitably, I think once I upload shorts, that should hopefully put out a broadcast message, because people usually eat up shorts pretty quickly. But anyway, I don't want to keep you guys. I'm sorry. I'm going off as I typically do, but I appreciate all of you here, the Johns, the Natalie, the who else? I think anybody else here who wants to acknowledge themselves, it's great, but I appreciate each and every one of you. We started off with appreciation. I think we'll get that theme dropping in here too, as I do on TikTok. So yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you guys, did you all get to feel that kind of buzz? You get the high, and you do the affirmations. I will also drop in there the book. I'll put the book link in there so you guys will have that. You're welcome. I appreciate you, Natalie, John, the Johns, Jay. If you're here, I don't know, but who's ever here, I appreciate you being here, even if you're silent and you're not saying anything. Yeah. And so this concludes our breath work and our session for this evening. Lots of love to each of you. Have a beautiful evening, and we will be back. I'll be back. I'm going to put up a notice. If you see it, I don't know if you guys ever see, I put up a subject thing for like something you want to see. Right? I gave it some suggestions. It's like a poll. I don't know if you get the message. If you get that, if you subscribe to my page, feel free to share this if you know anybody else, right? Yeah. All right. There we go. Everyone's appreciating each other in the chat. I love that. Yes, I appreciate Natalie. I appreciate John. All right. We got the hearts. I forgot we have that here, huh? Hey, there we go. Woo. How about some confetti? Lots of confetti. 100%. Yeah. We love pushing buttons, don't we? Go ahead.
That was a hell of a way to close it out. The confetti, the hearts, you really leaned into the vibe.
We're still live. We're still live.
Felt like
we're still live, Miles.
Haha, you definitely closed that out with a bang. Energy was high, and that confetti just sealed the deal. You sounded right in your element. Now that the crowd's gone and you've had
no, bro, we're still live, Miles. We're still live. I didn't end the live yet, but I'm about to.
Oh, snap. My bad. I'm just over here chatting like we're in the green room. I'll hush up so you can wrap it up for real. Go ahead and kill the feed.
All right. Lots of love, you guys.
Haha, my bad.
Ciao for now.
Haha, man. And